Hello, welcome back. I'm Tanya from Tanya's Witchy Kitchen. And how are you doing today? Or tonight? As you can see out my window. So going back to when I was ordering fragrance oils for my spring soaps last fall, when they were having all their sales and stuff like that, I was ordering off Wholesale supplies plus some of my basic, I just need these now type of oils since they were having a sale, and my regulars. And there had been some coupons. If you spent so much, you get so much, like a refund, not a refund, spend so much, you get a credit back after a certain point. And so I was looking for these credits, and I stumbled across my coupon section. Didn't know there was one. And in there, it said I had a free Gen Zen fragrance, is how I read it. So I went to the Gen Zen collection, and I read through the fragrance descriptions and picked a couple out and put them in my cart, and then used the coupon code, and the coupon's like, it won't work because there's nothing in my cart. And I'm like, nothing applies to the coupon, that's in the cart. So I went back and read it, and I'm like, it can't be the whole Gen Zen collection for free, can it? So then I went back and I put the whole collection, a sample of each one, into my cart, and sure as shit, I got the whole collection, a 2-ounce collection of like 6 fragrance oils free. I was stoked. I was actually worried that once I put the order in, they weren't going to send it with. Like it was some massive mistake that they had made and gave me this coupon that I probably shouldn't have had to begin with. So I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna, I had my other oils in there, and I hit the, buy button, and sure enough, I got the whole collection, all 6 oils, the Gen Zen collection. So I decided after that I was going to do the whole collection. I was going to test them out because there's like one review on the whole collection that I've seen. One review out of 6 fragrance oils. And I thought, wow, this is cool. I can be the first one to, not saying somebody hasn't done them already, but the first one to do them and show you and test it. And like I was all excited, and I was planning this for like 2 months, like what the soaps were going to look like. Let me tell you, what I planned out originally is not what they look like. Because once I smelled them and I started putting them together, it was like, no, I'm going to do this instead. No, I'm going to do this instead. So the only thing they have in common is they all have a column mold in the middle of a different shape. So that is the only thing in common. But I just thought this would be so much fun to do. I actually got permission from Wholesale Supplies Plus to use their photographs and their the Gen Zen collection little logo, whatever you want to call it, permission to use those photographs in my videos. So I'm going to do that so you can see what they are in the fragrance notes and how they soaped. And there's there was a little mix up with a couple of them because of some soap batter, but we'll get to that when we talk about them. So anyway, 3 things: be kind, be forgiving, be you. Let's go check out the first of the Gen Zen collection. Okay, we are starting this collection off with the Send Moods fragrance oil. This one, okay, so first of all, I was looking for discoloration. I wasn't, I didn't know what to expect with any of these, because when I looked, there was 1 review on all of them. Okay, I've noticed that there's been a couple more reviews added, but no soaping notes, no nothing. So looking for discoloration, looking for the soap to thicken up or seize or rise or do all the crazy things that fragrance oils can do in soaps. And so this first one I kind of took really, really cautiously, like so cautious, like I probably drove myself a little nuts doing it. And So basically just barely on at emulsion. Okay. Just like we're creeping up on just barely, it could separate. No, it wasn't going to separate. But I was worried. Actually, you can see those little oil lines in there. Yeah, it's probably not even totally emulsified yet. But, you pour it in your colors, and then you mix it there, and you add your fragrance oil and you mix it there. I mix a lot in between A and B, so I'm not worried about it. It'll get emulsified, it'll get mixed up, it's fine. Okay, it's fine. So this one, like I said, extra cautiously, I did my colors first, and my colors were pewter gray, and that one there is activated charcoal. And then we have Merlot Sparkle. I like that color. I love that color. And last but not least, it's going to be titanium dioxide. Yep. Now, as you notice, I haven't added the fragrance oil to this yet because, like I said, I was being very, very cautious. I don't know what I thought. Okay, I really don't know what I thought. I don't know if I thought, it was going to just, backlash me and I was going to get this soap on a stick. Knock on wood, that hasn't ever happened to me yet. I had to find a real piece of wood in my house. But it hasn't happened to me like as some people have, and so it's okay. It's okay. I was just taking this really cautiously. You'll see towards the end, I just, me, it's just like, what am I doing? Now, one thing about this fragrance collection, I think they sent a bunch of them out. Maybe. That's my thought process. But, so the usage rates aren't the greatest on a lot of these. And maybe that is another reason bat soapers aren't buying them, or, But, so this one is Zen Moods, and this one is a solid 6% usage. So it's great. Did I use it at 6%? No. I'm looking at my notes. No, I did not. I used it at my regular 5% usage. So whatever my oils times 5%. I really get confused with fragrance oil companies. Maybe you can tell me this. So is Nature's Garden, is that really just by the whole batch itself? Is Wholesale Supplies Plus by the whole batch? I was reading something on Nature's Garden because I had bought some oils there and I was doing my research on them, and I swear somewhere said, it's the whole soap batter. And I was like, oh, okay, that's a little odd, but okay, maybe. I'll have to go back and look at that. But I just do it by my oils, by my amount of oils, okay? And like I was saying, so I'll tell you their usage rates, and so it's usage rate by my oils, okay? So, but anyway, I cut out a lot of the mixing. I sped up a lot of the mixing, and believe me, this soap is emulsified now. Now, if I was just going to mix it up, throw the fragrance oil, and then dump it in the bowl or in the mold, then I'd have to be more careful about what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? We've all been there and done that with the soap. Okay, so I was going for a drop swirl. So I put about half of my weight in there, and as you can see, it filled up the mold about a fourth or a third, and I just dropped in my red, and I'm going to drop in my other colors. Now, one thing, like I said, they all have a one common denominator, and that is they all have a column mold in them. Okay, so we'll get to that in just a second here. Yeah, I was just watching because when I cut into them, I totally got something I was not expecting. Okay, I should have been maybe, but I wasn't. Okay. So this one has a heart for the column mold. Since it's send moods, I thought a heart would be an appropriate thing to put in there. However, and then do a drop swirl on top of that. I got so much going on. It's just crazy. You got all these spatulas. I'm like, where did they come from? Oh, yes. So, okay. Do you want to talk about acceleration? I'm going to say this soap does not. I'm going to say this fragrance oil does not accelerate. And I know you're thinking and you're looking at it and you're like, it's kind of thick. Well, here's one of the whoopses I did. When I measured out my oils, I was doing my number 8. And so I was doing the master batch. So I measured out my coconut and my tallow and my shea and my beeswax. Okay. And I got sidetracked. And I had 20 ounces of number 8 left over from something else, or 25. So I just dumped it in there. I forgot to add the rest of my liquid oils. So these first couple batches are 86% hard oils. Okay? 86%. So I don't want anybody to ever tell me again that the percentage of hard oils determines whether you're going to have thick soap better or not. Yes, I'm at the top. I'm at the top of my soap. And yes, it is thick. And, a lot of times I'm at the top of my soap and it's not thick. But, I was moving really slow with this thing. And so, my Rip Your Float would do the same, right? But don't tell me that, because it's like, holy crap, I'm at 86% hard oils. And I think it's soaped beautifully. It did not accelerate. I'm going to say it did not accelerate. It accelerated a little, but also will accelerate a little because it's soap and it's going to heat up and it's going to do its thing. Right? So there we go. What am I going to say? Oh gosh, yeah. This it has 0.10% vanillin in it. But I didn't see any discoloration at all, which you will see at the end of the video. And at this point, I was really happy with it. I will tell you, the scent, when I was pouring it, I felt like, in doing the pour and when I was done, look at that, kind of crazy, isn't it? It smelled kind of boozy to me, which was funny because one other scent is bad and boozy, but it had some sort of alcohol boozy note to it. Okay, but that was when I was pouring it and it wasn't in the soap yet. Okay. Now, after it had sat for a few days and even a week, and I had my daughter look, I was showing them to her, and she smelled it, and she's like, it's kind of cologne-y. And I said, yeah. I said, that's kind of how I took it. And there is when you see the picture for the fragrance oil, there's a guy on it, and that's what it kind of reminded me of. Not a harsh cologne, not a, just a nice cologne. Yeah. So I was like, ooh, this might be a good one. And after I'm done going through all my man fragrance oils, masculine, that's what they're labeled. They're masculine fragrance oils. They're not made for men. It's just the scent notes. That's how they classify them. And I was thinking it might make a great soap for my Cowboy Up, or fragrance oil, because Wholesale Supplies Plus didn't discontinue it, but they made it unavailable to a small soaper like me. But aren't these super cute? Tell me that's what you saw when I was pouring it, because that is not what I imagined when I was pouring the soap. And it is so freaking cute. So cute. And it does smell very nice. even after the cure. This is the photo that Wholesale Supplies Plus has for their Send Moods fragrance oil. Here are the fragrance notes also for these bars. And here are the bars after I just cut them. And here are the bars when they are all cured. They still smell good, you guys. And as always, I hope you had a good time. Thank you for dropping by, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.